Hi, I'm Mark, and this is my fairly new to me 96 Jeep Cherokee 4-liter, classic apparently. Live in Thailand, so no, you are not seeing things wrong. The right side is the driver's side. It is right-hand drive. Um, Pretty nice leather interior, overhead console. This one, I think that someone has swapped in a 200 kph, which would be 125 mile an hour speedometer. So, still working on getting things cleaned up, making them the way I want them to be. And doing this video for the new exhaust system that I just had built. It's actually about half an exhaust system. This did have the spare tire carrier on the back, which we took off the main part of it. Later I'm going to go ahead and remove the lower mount bracket and the upper one and get the paint touched up there. It does have one spot here where it got damaged before I got it. So other than that, it's very straight, very clean. Doesn't appear to have ever had any damage. Nothing major certainly. And it has almost no rust. So, but as far as the exhaust system goes, I used a local muffler shop and ordered from the US a Flowmaster. That is a 3-inch in and out, what they call an SUV muffler. I'm gonna try and reach under there a little bit better so you can see. There we go. And they built a really nice polished stainless 2.5-inch tailpipe. It has a 3-inch inlet currently right up to there because there was nothing left of the guts of the converter. So I do have a new converter on the way, which is going to go in there. I'm building a 3-inch system because later down the road I will either do a low pressure turbo, like 5 to 7 pounds, not bother with an intercooler or anything, or I'm going to do a 4.7 stroker. So since the internet seems to love cold starts, I'm gonna go ahead and do a cold start. Well, as much of a cold start as you can call it, because it's Bangkok and cold right now is about 85 degrees. So I'm gonna go ahead and set this down and fire it up. It is a little bit louder than you might think, mainly because the exhaust is bouncing off of this wall right behind where I'm parked. And you can smell that it doesn't have a converter, so it'll be better once I get a converter on. And it'll also cut a little bit of the noise. The reason for using what they call the big block muffler not big block muffler, but SUV muffler, is that it has a dual inlet Helmholtz chamber so that you don't get any kind of drone inside the car. So when you get in and you close the door, you hear a little bit of tailpipe noise, but you barely hear it over the air conditioner running. So it is far more responsive than it was. Part of the problem of the converter being gutted was that it wasn't gutted by hand. It had disintegrated and clogged the muffler. So I don't know if you can really see here, but yeah. So On this gauge, 100 is 100 centigrade, which would be 212 degrees. So the needle used to ride, when it was fully warmed up, as far as the tip of the needle, which you can see is narrower than the width, about where the gas gauge is running now. So it was like 2 needle tip widths to the right. So it was probably running, 215, 218 in degrees. And now, at least from the drive home, which was about half an hour, maybe longer, and doing some around town driving, the needle was about 2 needle tips to the left of the 100 centigrade mark. So pretty significant temperature change. That's probably 5 centigrade, which is 10 degrees or so, probably more than that. Thinking maybe 8 degrees centigrade difference. Going by the variations in the gauge. So I was thinking 20-degree difference in temperature. Maybe it was more like, between 15 and 10, but still big difference in the temperature and also in the way that it runs. So the throttle is, very responsive now when driving, and now that it's off choke, you can hear it. I'll go ahead and do a little rev for you from back here. So that gives you an idea of what it sounds like, and eventually when I get the converter on and do the rest of the exhaust to my liking, then I'll do another video and try and do an in-car video as well, so that you can see how it sounds from inside the car. Thanks for watching.